Thanks for joining me for another Whisky-ing. I've got something that's a real treat for you. Well, mainly for me, let's be honest. But if you can track down a bottle of this, it'll be a treat for you too. Two Brewers. I'm going back to what's become my favorite distillery in Canada. No insults, there's great whiskey right across the country, but there's something about what's going on up in the Yukon. The True Brewers, literally two guys who started out as brewers and decided in 2009 to start distilling. Something about what those guys are doing up there. They're having some fun and they're doing amazing stuff. What I've got tonight is from their innovative series. It's a kettle sour mash married with sour fermented whiskey. Right? Interesting. Now, I don't. Well, okay. I occasionally can't help myself and get a bit nerdy on this. We try and keep this in layman's terms. Whiskey is, in some ways, just distilled beer. It's more complicated than that, but not a whole ton. So if you like I do, sour beers, this doesn't taste like sour beer that's been concentrated, but it adds some interesting profile, a few interesting flavors here, on top of what's always good whiskey. So I am really stoked to try this for you, maybe with you, if you've had the foresight to pick up one of these bottles. Price-wise, up there, about $100. Not your daily drinker. I've sorely tried to not make it my daily drinker. As you can see from how little there is in the bottle, I've been marginally successful at best. But let's get into this one. Wow, okay. It's a powerful one. I don't mean smoky, bitter. It's just you don't even have to bring your nose. On the road to this glass, you're picking up the notes already. So there's green apple candy, Coca-Cola, right off the top. I was giving this one a bit of a pre-taste because it is a complex one. There's lots of layers in here. I was picking up a lot of fennel licorice vibes. The fennel is right there. So it smells like it's on the dessertier side. I even get almost like a white wine, like a effervescent. Maybe it's that Coke sense coming back. It's just it manages to smell juicy and bright without being sort of childish or cheap. Childish is a weird word to describe whiskey, but it's what comes to mind. This isn't like drinking juice. It's got a lot more character than that. You can tell right off the bat. Oh, this is almost one that you just want to smell more than you even want to taste it. Except you do want to taste it. Yeah. Oh. This isn't really helpful for a video because I'm just sitting here kind of having a whiskey-gasm and it's a little awkward, right? So, one more set of notes. There's maybe a little bit of basil in here. There is a bit of a green undertone, but you got no smoke here. This probably is a little bit of that sour showing through, where sour beer has that almost pop or juice-like quality to it, but there's much more to this. So let's put it down. Now it's spicier than you'd expect. Now, of course, as you're saying, it's a sour mash. There's maybe a little bit of tannin or sour, right on the tail end. Again, that little bit of that juicy come back, but it's not. It doesn't taste like sour beer, but it does taste like. So I'm getting some dark chocolate. Yeah, really strong notes of dark chocolate, a little bit of raisin. Got a little bit of charcoal smoke in it. And now charcoal smoke, not like peat smoke that's very medicinal. Charcoal smoke, it's the smell of barbecue, right? So it's smooth and sweet. Yeah, like I said, the spicy, I don't believe this is a rye, but it is maybe a little bit of that higher alcohol content. They said in the bottle, keep it a little bit higher. We've got 51%, so it is a little bit on the hotter side, and you're picking that up. I guess that could be a criticism of this one, is that it's still a little hot for a higher end bottle. But as I go at it more, I'm getting a little bit of grape here. Something a little floral in there. The Coca-Cola is coming back a little bit. I'm getting the chocolate wave again. So, but to underline, this isn't like it's not like a cloyingly sweet whiskey or anything like that. And on the finish, you're definitely getting the more bitter, sour, spicy sort of profile. So it does not finish sweet. It almost makes your cheeks pucker a little bit, like you've had a touch of lemon juice or something like that. But only in so much as you want another bite of this, or another slurp. It is. Yeah, and if you just sit with it and let it breathe on your tongue and your mouth. Yeah, there's a little bit of maybe some caramel, maybe some greens coming through again, like some kale or something like that. There's just a lot to play with this one. So where it comes down to for me, and I'd say this of the whole series, but this one in particular, like I dig, especially with an expensive bottle, I want to go on a little bit of a trip with it. Like I want to be able to taste it twice, find some different flavors each time, and really bring it as an experience, not just an enjoyment. It is definitely pleasurable. I can sit here and drink it all night. You shouldn't, because it's worth saving and savoring. But it's absolutely something that feels worth the dollars. Only warning is if you don't like higher percentage, sort of distiller's percentage or barrel percentage kind of whiskey, you might want to stay with something more like 43, 46, or add a bit of water. Not usually a fan of that, but hey, fill your boots. One more. Yeah, I'm even getting maybe some hazelnut in here, like roasted chestnut, something like that. I'm going to keep sipping on this for a while and just enjoying the heck out of it. High recommend if you can spring for a $100 bottle. If you can track it down, these limited releases are tough. Definitely going to a more specialized whiskey store to pick this up. But if you can track one down from the Great White North, worth the journey. Cheers. Join me for another one later.